Hello everybody, Martin here, back with a long overdue legacy video. I apologize for not having made videos for a bit now, but I've been really tied up with my son primarily. He's been taking up a lot of my free evenings, or evenings would otherwise be sort of free time. But anyways, enough about that. So as GP Prague is getting closer, I have sort of decided to, well, not make a serious video this time around, just a bit of fun relaxation, playing Guilty Pleasure deck. This is Goblin Char Belcher for anyone that is uninitiated. This is sort of the coked up cousin to like the Storm decks I usually play. It's like super fast, completely vulnerable. It doesn't have any ways to disrupt the opponent, no discard spells, no counter magic. So yeah, so what is Char Belcher? Well, it is a deck that consists basically of 11 business spells, seen here, and 49 mana / cantrip spells. And the cantrips are in this column here, these 6 spells, the Gataxian Probes and Metamorphoses. The rest is just mana and business. So we either want to make a natural Empty the Lawrence, or we want to bring an Empty the Lawrence, or we want to cast Char Belcher and activate it. And by the way this card works is, as it says here, we reveal cards from the top of the library, and once we hit a land card, we deal damage equal to the amount of cards revealed. And if that land card is a mountain, we deal twice that damage. Now, so the trick is to not ever reveal a land, actually. We will usually be casting Land Grant to get out our 1 taiga, at which point Char Belcher just flips the entire library and deals that amount of damage to the opponent. Oops, let me prepare, let me just join here, so that we don't have to wait. So the sideboard is like half of it is like wish cards, and the other half is just nonsense. I think, I have to say, I have no. I can take credit for this list. I've basically just nearly 1-for-1 copied a list I've found online. So we have these wish cards. Empty the Lawrence, obviously the most important one. And we have a couple of draw 7s, Reforge the Soul, just like the Poor Man's Armageddon, Wheel of Fortune, and we have Diminishing Returns. Then we have some stuff that I don't expect to ever really get, Reverend Silence to kill an enchantment, or I guess all enchantments. And we can also go for a Tendrils kill. That won't happen that often, but it's like a non-trivial amount of time. Then we have these anti-counterspell cards. The reason to run Guttural Response over Pyroblast is that we can cast it off green mana, so we can like Elvish Spirit Guide end this. I'm honestly not really sure what the extra force is doing there, maybe against like Delver decks with Wastelands. And we've got Xantid Swarms. Yeah, so, but anyways, enough about that. Let's go into the round 1 of this league. Our opponent says, thank God, I've been waiting 20 minutes. Okay, well, so we are on the draw, and then what does this hand do? This hand lets us cast Land Grant, that's 1 mana, Elvish Spirit Guide is 2, Rite of Flame is 3, Desperate Ritual is 4, so we can ramp up to cast either an Empty the Lawrence for 1, 2, 3, for 8 goblins. I guess 9, because we can then cast Land Grant again. So like for 10 goblins. Or we can cast the Belcher, but then only have the taiga. But we're going to keep this regardless, because it has turn 1 play. Hey, you too, buddy. Okay. Ancient Tomb. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Well, Ancient Tomb Pass is like usually you go Ancient Tomb Chalice for 1. Okay, well, I mean, so this could Ancient Tomb Pass could either be like a Stompy deck, like Eldrazi, which is what I hope it is, or it could be like Show and Tell, which I really hope it is not, because then we are a little bit embarrassed because neither of our combos kills in this hand kills immediately. Also, that means they could have Force of Will. So, like, unfortunately, I think we probably have to lead on Land Grant because we need red mana to kick off with the Rite of Flame. And if they are Eldrazi, they could have Warping Wail. If they have Warping Wail and they see our hand, then they can sort of deduce that they can deduce that the Warping Wail should counter our. Actually, no, the Rite of Flame, we can Chromox the Rite of Flame for the same amount of mana and play around Warping Wail that way. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, Land Grant. So our opponent was asking about our name. No shoot. Anyways. Alright, so we have chosen to play around Warping Wail here, which means we need to imprint the Chromox with the Rite of Flame. It means we have 2. It sort of comes to the same storm-wise. Well, I guess not, actually, it doesn't. We could just cast the Chromox without imprinting it. But 10 or 12 or 14 goblins, I don't think it's going to make a difference if it is Eldrazi. If they have a force here, then I'm sad. Our opponent is very chatty. Have you ever read The Wind? Nope. Well, they let the ritual resolve. Okay. So we're gonna cast Land Grant again for the storm. It's a good book. The Name of the Wind. Supposedly that's a good book according to our opponent. So exile the Spirit Guide. I think 10 goblins here is better than the Charbelcher, because like they might, I don't know, they might go something like Trinsphere next turn, in which case we will need to draw like a Spirit Guide, I think, to ever get anywhere. So yeah, let's do this and hope it's enough. Well, we shall see soon if this was folly of us to not go for the Belcher, or if it's just all for naught, if they just go Volcanic Island, Show and Tell, Petal, Show and Tell. I guess like if they go Show and Tell the Charbelcher. Okay, so it's like Show and Tell this. They bottom I think they bottomed. Bottom, yeah. Alright, well, let's see if we would have won. Well, we would have won. Unless they now have a counterspell, that is. So, I think we attack here, and then I think we play out the LED. So that we can sort of instantly win if they do find show and tell. Well, our very literary and chatty opponent is really recommending this book to me, so I don't know if I'll get a chance to check it out, but maybe. Alright, so they scooped. So I think I will bring in actually Xantid Swarms. I don't think I really don't like these God Roller responses. I think I actually prefer them to be Pyroblasts, because then I could at least counter like Show and Tell. Like as it is, we're only countering counter spells, so I think Xantid Swarm just does a better job. So bring in 3 swarms. I'm not really sure what to bring out though. Could be like the Metamorphoses. They don't seem that good. Maybe a Chromox. I literally do not know what I'm doing here. So if you see me like something outrageously stupid, then well, it's because I'm not well versed with this deck at all. Okay, so does this hand do anything? I mean, our opponent keeps 7, which makes me feel they probably have a way to disrupt us. The issue here is we need to land grant to do anything. I mean, the good thing about Belcher and MC the Warrens is that, well, I mean, about Belcher and its MC the Warrens plan is that natural empty means that if, like, it's usually not that, it's not immediately obvious which ritual they need to counter, and suddenly you just have enough mana to go off. But that is sort of nullified by land grant because we have to show them our hand. That said, I'm going to keep because this has well, actually doesn't have a turn 1 thing, but let's land grant. I think we just have to pass. Or actually, no, we have to play Taiga. I did that in another game, and I had to go to discard. That was super unfortunate. Like, I just shortcutted in my head that the Taiga comes into play, but it doesn't. It kind of goes into your hand. So the good thing for us here is that, like, Show and Tell is quite risky for them because we have the Belcher hand. We wouldn't be able to activate it even if it, like, if they cast it. Like, even if they got it into play. But let's shuffle on the ponder. Pedal. Another pedal. And there's a pedal for us. So the question is, like, looks like we're up against sneak and show. So if they had the show and tell, they would have gone for it, because they could have cast it. I worry that they will have like sneak attack. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast the Pyretic Ritual and then a Seething Song. Or am I? No, yeah, I'm going to do that. If they counter the Pyretic Ritual, then that's counter. We lose a petal and a ritual, and okay. But the key is to hang on to the Spirit Guide, because that means if they do show and tell, we can sort of hope to draw like another 1-mana source. Okay. If I have Force of Will here, okay, Spellpierce, sure. Yeah, that's reasonable. I was just going to say this is where I sort of decide to intervene. We'll just pass. Okay. So it kind of sucks to get pierced. Like I would have much preferred, I guess, obviously, for them to have had Force and to 2 for 1. Or, yeah. Looks like they're going for show and tell. We're gonna build. Hope they don't have omniscience. Okay, well, I think probably we need to just go for it. Like, the thing is, if we go for it and we lose our Spirit Guide, well, I mean, because we will lose our Spirit Guide going for it, and they do find the Force for the Desperate Ritual, then it's sort of, it's over. We will need to naturally draw 2 Spirit Guides, I guess, or like an LED and they don't have a Force, but so what we would like, ideally they don't have a Force, and ideally they draw 7 at our end step or something. And then, like, in response, we cast the Desperate Ritual. Then they have to draw again, and then they only get 7 cards, but it looks like they're not jumping the gun. Oh, they are. Okay, they are. So, we are going to take the Desperate Ritual. See what's up. They might have. Okay, they know. Their last 2 cards was Force blue card. Okay, it's fine. And a pierce, no less. Why don't they just pierce me here? Okay, so we're not gonna concede yet, because I mean, I guess they're going for the kill here. They're hoping to get like sneak attack plus Emrakul plus the red source, which is reasonable, I guess. We basically have to hope that they didn't rip another counterspell in their 14 cards, and that we rip a line sight on them. I think that's sort of our only reasonable out here. Right, brainstorm. I apologize if my voice is a bit scruffy and if I sound a bit weird. I have had an annoying cold for a while I haven't been able to get rid of. Alright, so they move to clean up and discard some stuff. Discard a sneak attack. 2 sneak attacks. And an Emrakul, okay. Well, we got a pedal, so I'm gonna play that out. They let that resolve. Like they discarded 2 sneak attacks, so they might have the third and like just a kill in hand with Emrakul in a land or a. Okay, I guess not. This means though that if we were to rip a Spirit Guide, and we do have 7 left in our library, we would win. So it's a little bit exciting. Right. Okay. So casting sneak attack maybe? No. Come on, Spirit Guide then. Okay, sure, show and tell. This is a sneak attack, we're dead. I assume we're dead, yeah. Yeah, sure. Okay, so on to game 3. I think I still like these antidotes, though we bring back a Chrome Box and remove 1 Santa Swarm. Maybe I just think 2 is. I'm happy with 2 as a number, and I think the Chrome Box. Down to the Chrome Box being also more like explosive. Alright, so we are on the play. And does this hand do anything? This hand lets us go Land Grant for 1 mana, Tinderwall for 2, Rite of Flame for 3, Ritual for 4, Charbelcher. Well, this is a Charbelcher kill. So we're going to keep. And hope they don't have Force of Will. And if they do, then we lose. And if they don't, they lose. Looks like they have F6'd. Yeah. So I guess we win. This deck. Alright. So that was fun. That was round 1. Down dirty, game 3. This is like I said initially, it's like a guilty pleasure deck. It's definitely a little bit outside of my comfort zone because it's just you can feel so helpless. I think that's to an extent the nature of combo decks, that when you do lose, you usually, or not usually, sometimes you lose being helpless. Like you just playing Storm and your opponent has like a Canonist and a Meddling Mage on Abrupt Decay and playing like you only boarded an Abrupt Decay, so you know you've lost. that's frustrating and all, but it's just like I was playing some test games with this deck, and my opponent had double force, and I was just never beating that because they also had like Stoneforge Mystic into Batterskull. So like even if I were to somehow cobble together like Empty the Lords naturally, I was just never going to be able to race the Stoneforge with the bat. And I mean, I'm just like not used to 2 counter spells being the end of my life. You know, like you playing Ad Nauseam Tendrils. That's all okay. But anyways, I will I'll hopefully edit this and magically you will appear at the next round.